Today we're going to dial in a Deftones inspired guitar tone. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Taylor and I am a metal guitar player on YouTube and I do all sorts of guitar related stuff on my channel. I've been listening to Deftones for a really long time and they've really influenced my guitar playing in a lot of ways. And the first album that I ever listened to from Deftones was Adrenaline. Today what I want to do is I want to dial in a Deftones inspired guitar tone on my AxeFx III. So yeah, I always thought this guitar tone was really cool, and I know this guitar tone kind of gets a lot of hate on the internet, but it was really unique at the time, and it really stood out to me and made me notice guitar tone a lot more. By the way, the guitar that I'm using to make this video is an LTD SC500, which is a Stephen Carpenter model guitar. Stephen Carpenter is the guitar player from Deftones, if you didn't know that, so it kind of makes sense for me to be using this guitar for the tone. And the pickup that I have in the bridge is a Seymour Duncan JB, just so you know what's going on here. Also, real quick, I just wanted to give a shout out to Leon Todd. Leon Todd has really awesome AxeFx III tutorials, and it really helped me out with the making of this video and kind of like learning a lot of the functionality in the AxeFx III. So if you haven't checked out that channel, go check it out. I'll link it in the description below. Back to the tone. So I have my AxeEdit 3 opened up here, and I'm just gonna go ahead and call this Deftones Adrenaline tone. First thing we need to do here is add an input. We're gonna go input 1. We'll connect these blocks together, connect those blocks together. There's probably an easier way to do this. And that looks like enough blocks, so we're gonna add in an output 1 here. And that should give us a signal, and it does. And we're gonna go ahead and throw an amp in here. And supposedly the amp that was used on the recording of Adrenaline was an ADA MP1, and the big hair amp in the AxeFx III is a clone of the ADA MP1. So we'll be using that. And I'm just gonna leave this the way it is for now. And we're gonna go ahead and go in here and go into add cabinets. And for the first one here, I'm using a Marshall 1968 4x12 with an SM57 on it. For the second one, I'm using a Marshall 70s cabinet with greenback, mic'd up with a 57 also. Okay, and so here's what that sounds like. We're going to go into the cab more settings. And on the second cabinet here, I have the proximity set at noon and the smoothing set to noon. And what that's emulating is pulling the microphone back a little bit, because if you notice, the guitar tone on Adrenaline sounds almost like it's recorded in a room and you can hear a lot of the ambience in the room going on. Or at least that's what it sounds like to me. Here's with it muted. And here's with it active. And then we're going to go into the room air tab. And what I'm doing here is I increase the room up to 35%. So here's what it sounds like at 0. And then here's it at 35%, which is where I have it set to. Okay, so let's go back over to the amp now. I'm just gonna add a little bit of drive to that. I don't think he's using a ton. We're gonna take the input drive to 6. Okay, so the drive sounds like it's in the ballpark, so I'm just gonna EQ it in. And I definitely need to cut a lot of the bass out. Let's listen to it now. Sounds good. Right there. All right, I think that sounds pretty close. There's one more thing I want to do in here. I want to go into the cabinet block, and I want to go to the Align tab, and I'm going to change the distance here on this second cabinet and line these up. I know one of the popular theories is that these microphones were out of phase. Let's just listen to see what this would sound like if these were actually out of phase. So I think just by selecting this amp model and the Marshall cabinets that you get it pretty close, and the rest of it's just kind of dialing it into taste. I'm not trying to match the guitar tone perfectly. I don't think that I'm skilled enough using an AxeFx to do that, but I just wanted to see if I could dial in a tone and get it in the ballpark of the tone on this album just for fun and to be able to mess around with my AxeFx III. And hopefully you guys found it useful and or entertaining. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next one. All right, and I think that's it. Bye.